Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to start prepping this bumper to come off, this Mark 2.5 MX5, so we can start replacing the chassis rails. I've already took the liberty of taking the wheels off, because if you're watching the channel you're into cars and I'm pretty sure you can take the wheels off. So I'm not trying to teach your grandmother to suck eggs, but there is things that you probably don't know, so we're going to try and make things a little bit easier for you, so stay tuned. What we're doing now is bumper removal. So we're taking the lower bumper covers out, arch liner, and there can be a pain to these little clips here because they just round off. There's ones I did earlier. There it is. They tend to ping off everywhere. And there's a 10mm down the other side. They're usually 8mm. Probably see my head bobbing and weaving under here like a boxer. That's another 8mm. Right, so start off, this is the passenger side. Let's undo these clips with a Phillips screwdriver. This one's a bit toasted. I mean, someone's tried to get it off before, but it's probably going to need a bit of gentle persuasion. Again, we've got 8mm under the front bumper. They've got to come off. There's 3 of them. These cars are 20 years old now, so it can be a bit ganky to undo. It can definitely test your patience. But apart from that one on both sides, it doesn't seem to be too difficult at the minute. But no doubt it'll probably throw a spanner in the works and become a complete headache. But it is what it is, and it's got to come off, so. Someone's going to need a bit of gentle persuasion, but most motor factors have these sort of clips anyway, so don't be too worried about damaging or losing one. Main thing is you don't really want to be breaking the cover. There we go, just like that. So under the mouth for the front bumper, you have some Phillips screws, and they're plastic, and they're notoriously difficult to get out, but they have to come out because this is what holds the bumper to the bumper support. Luckily, these have been replaced at some point, so a bit of jiggery pokery. They should come out nice. My famous last words, that is. Well, here we go. This one's coming out. And they look a little bit like that, more exactly like that. You've got one down the bottom here. Oh, you've got 3 down here, but they're usually missing. So need a flat screwdriver and try and pick that up. They don't tend to want to play ball half the time. We'll come back to them. So yeah, easy job that. So after a few minutes of gentle persuasion and a good talking to in the ear, which I can't repeat what I said because I'll probably get cancelled. These come out, and there's 3 of them, and they are to get out. So just be mindful. These 10 minutes, but they're unbroke, so happy days. Now on to the arches to undo the screws that hold the bumper to the arch. So up in your arch, behind the liner, you've got some 8mm. They're either on a screw or an 8mm socket. Tend not to bother with the screws because even get an 8mm socket on it just makes your life a lot easier if they're willing to play ball. They're a little bit fiddly from where they are. So we're on the other side now. Same process as the other side. 8mm bolt up in the front arch liner. We'll release retaining screw from the wing. So should have a little bit flex now. There's 2 more of them ganky plastic screws up there hidden. You want to get them out of the way. So then it's time to drop the ramp. Right then guys, so next up we're under the bonnet or hood if you're in America. We have 4 10mm bolts. There's one here, one here, one here, and one here in the cooling plate. So what you want to do is undo them. I've undone 3 already because we don't want to be here till midnight filming and trying to actually do the job. Never use a gun on these. You're just asking for trouble. So fill a WD-40 and a good old ratchet and you won't go too far wrong. Then next up is a bit of gentle persuasion. Should pull away from the fender or the wing if you're in the UK. Same again this side. And then off she pops. So next up, you want to be taking the radiator stays out, which are these 14mm bolts either side of the radiator. Again, use your trusty ratchet. These can be a pain if you snap them off because they're captive. It's an easy enough job. We want to be removing the radiator for what we're doing. You can't get a mix up because the bonnet stay is on the driver's side. So one with the catch on, the catch side, so you can't get it mixed up. So shouldn't be too hard to figure out. Then you want to be undoing the top radiator hose, which big set of grips on there. Something to catch the water underneath, which will usually end up looking like I've had a golden shower after it. There's no way of not getting the floor soaked. But it is what it is. So the one at the top Jubilee clip. And this one's going to go everywhere. No, I'm not wet. The car was just happy to see me. So after all that, the radiator's free. So next thing is to drop it down a bit to make it a bit more manageable. Pull the radiator out. So the next thing you want to do is take the breather hose off the top, the overflow to the header tank, like so. There's a plug here for your radiator fan, so unclip that. And you've got a couple of clips which are a pain to get off. Sit in the radiator fan shroud. You want to get them out of your way, and then a bit of a pull. The radiator's out your way. So put that out of the way so you make sure you don't damage it. So here we have it. Passenger side chassis rail in all its glory. It's rough as a badger's ass, this one. Beautiful. So that's hidden behind the anti-roll bar bracket. So all this stuff needs to come off, because you want to be cutting all the way along here and then down there to fit your new repair panel. I'm damn sure that these are going to snap off. Maybe these as well, but don't panic, because your new replacement kit will probably have new holes already set in them, and they're only 10 mil, so no biggie. But what you want to do is get your squirt juice, your funky juice, and spray literally everything all down here, because this upper arm's got to come out to get to it. And then the power steering pipes and that have to come out the way, and the bottom radiator hose, as you can see. And get my big massive hench phone up there. It's all delaminating, as you can see. And now we've got a bit of breathing space. We can have a look at the passenger side as well while we're here. So all this bracketry needs to come off. There's some 10 mils holding it on, but then the spot welded as well, just to make things even more a pain in the ass. There we go. Up behind the anti-roll bar bracket, it's all rotten out. And all here, all this rusty goodness. And this is usually your cut line across here, across there. So hopefully we don't have to go beyond that, because the panel doesn't warrant for it. So there's a bit up here as well that needs squaring away. All right. Gives you a good chance to have a good look over the car when you get this far. When I first started doing these, it used to be an engine out job, but Now I know you can squeeze in there and get the job done without whipping the engine out. So, got to be happy with that. So here we have the chassis rail, and what you want to start doing is tapping the socket on. 10mm to be precise. Don't well know that's going to snap. Oh, hey, like clockwork. Do you reckon? Another snapper? Of course. Brilliant. So once that's out of the way, I've got to clean this up here with a wire wheel. So you can see what I'm looking at, but you can get the general gist and what the chassis rails are like. All this bulging out here. I'm behind metal now. Yeah, it's toast. I think there is a spot weld. There it is. So we'll have to drill that out and then get a little chisel or something behind it and try and peel it off. The next thing is try and get these off. Same again, they're going to snap. Oh, loosey goosey. And he's knocking out. Need to peel this out of the way, see? We're going to be cutting down here, up there, and around here, and then down. You don't want to be going through this ABS sensor. Oh, would you look at that? Winning! Hands are a bit slippy from the squirt juice. There's a 12mm there. That needs to come out. Just so happens all my ratchets and stuff are over the other side of the car. You can now move this bracket off the anti-roll bar out the way. Good practice to put your screws back in. Doesn't really matter about the top because they're getting replaced. So yeah, next job is to try and undo this upper arm. Bring out the big guns. So you've got 21mm on these upper arms, and the bolt's about a foot long. You almost never want to come out. Stay there, do you? So we've got that out of the way. Squeeze that behind that, that down there. And we've got to do the 12s there, and then the roll bar. It's amazing what a bit of squirt juice can do. Wow, there she goes. There she goes. We're there all day doing that. And now I know she's loose. Feel confident, get her out with a gun. Is that loose? A bit of the same process the other side. So what we want to do now is pin this out the way, up here with a cable tie. Try and get it as far over as you can, like so. So that leaves you all this area free. Right then guys, next bit, we have an aftermarket grill on this one. So, to save a bit of time, I've loosened the 10mm screws off and pull that out. Because behind there is two more of them lovely plastic screws from the first part that were here. And you know, the ones I love so much. Not all these bumpers have that grille, so if yours hasn't, don't worry too much about it. But it will have the screws, you know, like them ones. So we've got fingers like monkey's elbows. Me, I've just dropped it. We undo that. Bit of coolant on my fingers, so makes things extra tricky and extra slippy. Always keep a box handy. Put all your screws and stuff in a box so you're not traipsing around the floor looking for odds and sods that you've lost from earlier. So everything has a place, and everything in its place always works. You've got 2 more 10 mils, one either side of this plate here. They need to come out, but I'm pretty damn well sure these are going to snap as well. So to give it half a chance, get your trusty squirt juice on the go. I'm not sponsored by squirt juice, this is just the stuff I use. You can use any type of squirt juice. These are very delicate because they're on about a 0.8 thick piece of steel on the front of the slant panel, so you don't want to be snapping these off. So just be mindful of that. They are turning, but go one way. If they start to get tight, go back the other. Then back out again, it should be a little bit easier. You definitely don't want to gun these. That's my tip of the day. One. Put the bolt back in there so you know where it's come from. This one's not going to play ball, it wants to snap. So more squirt juice. Try and get as much as you can in there. On your new chassis rails, there should be a new fixing point. This is going to snap. No biggie, I can always drill and re-tap it, but one side's good. So then you've got this plate out the way. Next up, you're going to be coming up under here and undoing the radiator stay bracket. And everything that goes in here. Oh, too much. squirt juice at the back of this little bracket here, just to help it along a bit. They're nice and loose. You can get your gut in there. There we go. Bracket off. Make sure you pick up all the screws when they drop. You've got the other anti-roll bar one here. That needs to be removed. As you can see, there's a spot weld right in the middle. Why they do that, I don't know. Just to make your life more difficult. It'll be the same the other side. Do that on a ratchet just to loosen it. They're not too tight. Well, anti-roll bar bracket one's just snapped off. One of the 10 mils. That's no biggie, we'll be replacing that anyway. So yeah, these next. That was already loose. Back on the gun. Beautiful. Then you've got the other side. So you've took these out here, that's the one that snapped. Then you've got that one there. Then you've got your radiator support here. That's the bolts for that. So now, more squirt juice for the anti-roll bar. Let's get them nice and loose. Now our 12s. Falling on my hand, so I'm slipping everywhere. Get your anti-roll bar out of the way. So it frees up all this space here, which is nice. Let me come back round here. Remember these? I wonder what the betting is that these are going to come off nice and easy. I doubt they will. So the threads on the inside, that's where they're all rotten. So knock the 10mm socket on. Try and wear some rear defenders if you can. I'm deaf anyway, so you may not be. Yep. Knew that was coming. There's that much stuff on there, you've got no chance of getting that on there, so you have to bang it on. Give it a twiddle until you find a sweet spot. It starts to grip. Ready? Oh, it looks like it's going so well in there. Boop. Let me come over here to this ABS sensor bracket. They come out fine on the other side, so hopefully these do as well. Look at that. Nope. Didn't like that one. Try it again, shall we? There we go. Just a little bit tight in there. So that's nice and loose. Get rid of the screws if you want. If you want the good, keep them. If not, I'll be going to my local bolt supplier and matching up what I need. They should be M6 by, I'm going to say 20. So that will cover it. 10mm head. So now I need the 12mm. The 12mm will be for here. A little bit of gentle persuasion. Some squirt juice. And hopefully this bracket should come out. Oh, we have movement. sure your ratchet don't get stuck on. And pull that out of the way then. And put your bolt back in. You should remember the 21. This one's going to need knock it in. Bit of squirt juice on the rear and a spanner. You've got the big bar. You're going to need it. Oh, Jesus. I'll give myself a hernia. Jesus. Oh, she's going now. Move you out the way a minute. You've got this nut on the back and this massive washer. Make sure you don't lose that. Then you've got a secondary washer here, which goes on both sides. Make sure you don't lose that. I need to knock that from the back. Same as before, feed all the way through this bracket. Keep the washer out of the way because it's a bit of a pain. Then boom, that comes off. Move out of the way of that. The sensor wire. And you got all this free there. Same again with the cable tie. Get her up out of the way. And there you have it. Right then, next, back up top, we took off the air box. Had all the pipe work. Down here, there's a bracket. You need to take that off. It's a 10mm. And then move that out the way for the charcoal canister. This bit of pipe work in that here and the bracketry for that. You need to move that out your way. Over this side is your pipes for your coolant and your power steering. There's this bracket here which goes like so, goes in there. I'm not going to lie, that's a right mess around trying to get that out of there, but the main thing is to try and be delicate and try not to snap it. But I know you can't always have it your own way, but I'm lucky with this one. You've got 2 bolts here, which is for your power steering reservoir. You move that out of the way and all the pipe work, because you're going to be grinding down there and cutting that out. You've obviously got the coolant line, the power steering coolant lines that run down here, which is 2 10mm for that. I took the time to get that out of the way, so that's this here. Self-explanatory when it's all in place, so I don't think you'll struggle too much with that. So that's pretty much it for up top. Then it's back down the bottom, and start trying to take the brackets off and prepping down here. But it's dropping dark, so I reckon this episode is a wrap. So from me, I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.